Pay close attention. This isn't something you see every day.
Welcome back to another video, and today I want to talk about NECA's Pee-wee Herman. Okay, so now we have Pee-wee and Pateri out of the box. And let me tell you something. I have to say, growing up when this show came out, I've seen it, I watched it. It was actually pretty cool. For NECA to make this figure is actually pretty awesome because Paul Reubens, when he created this character of Pee-wee Herman, he wanted Pee-wee to be his own persona. It started out as a gig when he was working at nightclubs and stuff like that, right? And then it kind of took off for him. So he wanted it to be his own, he wanted Pee-wee Herman to be his own character, his own person, stuff like that. So that's how he portrayed it. Even if you watch Pee-wee's Great Adventure or Big Adventure, when you watch that, in the credits it will say Pee-wee Herman as himself, because that's how Paul Reubens wanted him to be. Now, the interesting thing is this guy showed up on the David Letterman show like once a month back in those days, which is crazy. But anyway, the fact that NECA has honored him with this figure, I think that's really, really cool. So enough of that. Anyway, getting into like Pateri here. He's pretty cool. He was in this show. Now the show consisted of like puppets and stuff like that, and this was one of them. His head is articulated, his wings are articulated. The tail is not. The legs, they might be, but mine are kind of stuck. And I think the jaw might be, I'm not sure. Yeah, the jaw is a little, has a little articulation in it. But the cool thing is this is straight off that show. And then that show was done with like a budget of next to nothing. And they made it work. That was the cool thing on how they were able to do that. So that's Pateri right there. Now looking at Pee-wee himself, this head sculpt here is absolutely amazing. I think they captured his likeness, considering the fact that he had that childlike look face, plus, you know, the rouge, I guess that's how you'd say that, on his cheeks, the little bow tie, the shirt, the little handkerchief in the pocket, you know, his whole suit. Awesome. Now the articulation is a bit stiff here in the shoulders on mine, and you know the jacket really isn't going to let him, you know, have too much of a, well, no, I stand corrected. He does have a little bit of an ab crunch there. I thought that was going to hinder it, but it didn't. Yeah, he has his articulation, but he is a little stiff, so I'll have to warm him up to move him around. But anyway, I think NECA did a fabulous job with the hair and the way they captured his smirk and everything on this figure. I think that when it comes to the other head sculpts, which I'm going to show off here in a second, I think that they kind of missed it a little bit. The only other thing I wish they would have done was give him those big shoes like he had in Pee-wee's Big Adventure. That would have been cool to see, but this is not from Pee-wee's Big Adventure. This is from the Pee-wee Herman show, so I understand why they didn't include them. Now, as far as his accessories, this guy comes with a grasping hand and an open hand. And next he comes with another set of grasping hands. And then he comes with, you know, just a single hand right here. And this is for holding these little types, these little tiny cards, which if I can get it to focus, this says Ultimate. And the other one says NECA. Now these were like the magic words that he would say on the show, and then every time he said the magic word, he would scream, right, really loud. That was it was a kids show. It was fun. It was very, very colorful. Now here's both of the head sculpts. This one's not too bad. I think this one could have been a little bit better in my opinion, but that's, you know, I mean, maybe it was just a little too hard to catch that that look of him, like, you know, with the screaming face. But either way, you have your choices between the regular head sculpt over here or these two right here. So yeah, nice job. You know, once again, NECA has knocked it out of the park with this figure. I mean, so I got this figure because my wife bought them for me off the NECA site, which was awesome of her. This was one of the what was it, Target-a-thon or Walmart-a-thon, whichever it was, where they come out and they have them. But anyway, this figure, whoever is a Pee-wee Herman fan or of the show, it's definitely something you want to pick up for your collection. I'm glad I have him in mine. I mean, I think he's a really cool figure to have. I think NECA did a great job. I think they're, you know, maybe a little differences on the head sculpts, but I think they did a great job with this one. This is probably how I'm going to keep him. Anyway, moving on. If you get a chance to pick him up, pick him up. Now, she got this guy off the NECA store, and shout out to her. Thank you very much for the figure. Mine came with the little sticker at the bottom, like I showed in the beginning of the review. I did not take that off, so I don't know if the ones in Walmart had those on there or what, because I know I see them in the store, but they didn't have that on there because they were already, you know, you were already able to open up that little window that they have there that's showing the figure behind the door. But she said he was a little expensive off the NECA store with you know, the tariffs and everything that's going on. So that's just gonna happen as a part of life. But that's it. Like I said, he doesn't really come with a whole lot, but cool little backstory to the figure, to the character, and all that good stuff if you get a chance. And I'm just gonna say this: watch the documentary on HBO that they have. I mean, I don't get paid for that or anything. I'm just throwing it out there because it's a really cool documentary to watch, especially if you're a fan. If not, that's cool too. But anyway, I'm just gonna show off on how he compares to Deku right here. And the only other figure I have is Bakugo. So you can definitely see that even the SH Figure Art figures, you know, they're a little shorter, but they still kind of fit because these guys are young kids, right? Maybe they used to watch the show. Maybe they didn't. Who knows? You know, anything's possible. But if you just want a strange, obscure type figure to add to your collection, even if you're not a fan, Pee-wee's one of the figures you can add on, man. You can have him doing some kind of hijinks and stuff like that in your display. So with that being said, guys, this is my review on the NECA's Pee-wee Herman figure. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please like, subscribe, share, leave a comment down below. Always hit the notification bell so you never miss out on anything new, and I'll catch you all on the flippity flip.